What's up? What's up? And you know what? This is cray right now. I don't even know what's going on right now. No, it's podcast time.
It's podcast time.
It's
time to time.
Let me go ahead and introduce myself and all my friends here today. My name's Steering, as you already know, and you know that I do these things sometimes. Also, we have friends at the back. He's been interviewed in the past. Chris Frazier. He's back again. He's going to be highlighting greatness and some of our current topics. Okay, we have Greg. Greg's back here, and Greg, tell us a little about yourself, Greg, for the audience.
Oh man, just started jiu-jitsu in my life. Trained in 3 months. Work the 9-to-5 job. Other than that, work at doing the vet tech, the city of Austin, doing everything. So yeah, doing a little bit of everything. 34 years of age, so just kicking and trying to live my best life.
He said, "I'm trying to live my best life now." Right. All right, great. You know, so you've been training and stuff like that. You had your tournament. Now you just went to what was that? That was Grappling Industries, right?
Yes.
And you competed out there.
And, what's that?
And competed out there.
Yes, I did. I went 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You're bro. You're like on the precipice right now. You're like. So you basically, 90 days, 90 days of jiu-jitsu or what, like 100, what would you say?
About 90 days jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up, yeah.
That's what's up. Learning on the fly and shit like that, man, yeah. Really, the more you compete, the better you're going to be. The more you compete, the better you're going to get, like, pretty much every time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great that you have, like, people around you that could, like, you actually have a good crew. So yeah, I know. Yeah. We had a good crew of solid individuals at 10 Planet Austin, and so yeah, it actually goes down. Definitely been training. So yeah, training at 10 Planet Austin, that's fucking awesome. You know, basically, it was an association went on it, and that was that whole ordeal over there is actually pretty epic. We have epic mat space. A lot of jiu-jitsu goes down. Wrestling. We do a lot of the striking as well, and so it's pretty cool.
High-level coaches.
High-level coach, like myself.
Yeah.
High level meaning they're high.
I know. Disclaimer.
We attack joints twice.
I know, right? Just a little disclaimer just comes across the screen. What is this? Yeah.
We do not condone getting high or.
Oh yeah, and we do not condone that. Yes.
Freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice.
America.
Yeah, America. That's what we're going to allude to today. Talking about is our rights and our freedoms inside this country.
That's
today.
right.
Our rights and our freedoms. This is what we're alluding to as right now. And right now, the Second Amendment is a hot topic in America today. A hot topic. And we want to go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty about the ins and the outs of it. Not only just the ins and the outs, but is it right for the country? And is it right for you?
The people.
The people. We the people, as it says. Right there in what our forefathers made 200 plus years ago in that Constitution. We the people. And what we decide is that there. So here's my question there for the audience today. Second Amendment. Do you guys think it should be left in the hands of the federal government or the hands of the states? You guys go.
Let's take it on.
Oh, this sounds like more your topic. Take it on.
I would probably go more for the states. I think when you get the federal government too involved, it gets more of an absolute, too black and white. When the states get involved, people will have more freedom of choice to where they live. They can migrate, turn. You don't like what your state's doing, you can immediately leave and go to another one. If you do like it, you can stay there. I mean, you get a little bit more choice. Whereas the federal government, once it goes, it's blanketed to the whole United States of America.
Yeah.
That'd be my say.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, and really, Second Amendment is just like your right to bear arms. You know, nobody's stripping that away. You know, exactly.
Oh,
guns,
sorry.
my guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Couldn't take those away. Try.
Come get them. And that's what happens in Texas. They say, come get it. You want my guns? Come and get them.
Come and take them.
Yeah, come and take them. Come and take them. Now, the Second Amendment's really old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is one of the first amendments of the Constitution itself when our forefathers was founding this country. And the right to bear arms was basically just a system of protection. So people could bear these arms in case intruders are on the alert. Now obviously,
And also, if your government tries to take your
Worst
freedom,
case scenario.
mhm.
Yeah.
if your government tries to take you over,
Oh yeah.
Oppresses you. Yeah.
oppresses you.
Yeah, you have the right to bear arms as well.
That's heavy.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you really do. You really do. I mean, obviously, you need that for protection. And anybody that is up for preserving our Constitution and what our country was founded upon understands that it is important to still uphold this amendment. And so I totally understand that. And you know what? Do it. Everybody has the right to bear arms. Everybody has the right to go ahead and carry a weapon and yield a weapon that can use it for safety and for hunting purposes, all within their jurisdictions of the law. Okay? But there needs to be some type of measurements in place that make sure safety precautions are there for people that want to get guns and fuck shit up. There definitely should be some type of safety
And there
precautions.
are, but the thing is, you'll always have someone who's willing to sell a gun under the table to someone. I mean, the table has no understanding of law,
Mhm.
whether it's over the table or under the table. It really doesn't. And laws you can change,
And isn't there loopholes with just building guns nowadays?
Yeah.
Getting kits and
Yeah,
stuff
getting
like
kids
that.
out here, that's a gray area.
Yeah, huge gray areas. And that's why they, I think Biden just passed that executive order against the banning basically building guns and having that there. I think what it is too is we want to go ahead and look at the safety of the individuals that are actually yielding these weapons and all of these shootings. In the last month, there's been over 40 mass shootings inside the United States alone. And so when you go ahead and you look at that scenario as of right there, you got to go ahead and think about, how the fuck are these people getting a hold of these weapons? All right, and that's really what we look at. I think that you need to go ahead and take analysis about how these people are getting a hold of these weapons, what the fuck's going on, and what needs to do what do we need to do to change that? Because
That's a good call.
Did all of these mass shootings that happened? One just happened in Austin today at Arboretum. You heard about this one?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
There's an active shooter happening. Like he's walking around right now, I think.
I don't even know he got captured yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's an
Yeah.
active shooter in Austin right now. Yeah, and so that's the crazy thing about it in Arboretum.
Yeah.
And we heard about it a couple hours back, when we were just out.
How insane is that?
Yeah, exactly. So what can we do? Obviously it was always about right now, when I go ahead and I turn my TV, when I go ahead and look inside what's happening inside the Senate, what's happening inside of Washington. They're arguing about this back and forth. It seems like the Republicans and the Democrats and the most hardcore people that are for the Second Amendment rights really are from Texas. And that's pretty crazy. But they're
That is.
Hey.
yeah, they're really trying to. And here's the great thing about it. I like their stark patriotism. When it comes to that, like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has said. He said, we always have these meetings and stuff like that when there's mass shooting in the country, and they do absolutely nothing. And then it's like, okay, well, here's the thing. I understand he just doesn't want any kind of regulation. Texas is huge against regulation. They push back on regulation anytime whatsoever. The whole freeze, yeah, that's because there's no regulation. But there needs to be safety precautions.
Checks and balances.
Yeah, checks and balances, man. There's got to be some check. So here's the thing.
I think you brought up a good point. Like, how do these people keep getting
How
guns?
do they get these guns? How do they get?
Each
I want to
story
see.
is different, obviously.
Yeah,
but
and all 42 cases were they all fucking registered? Did they have license to carry?
Were they all good citizens too? Were they?
What's the
Did
actual
they have a
story
history of
behind
abuse or?
Because each one is different.
Yeah.
Each person.
I want to know were they all licensed to carry? Like because if they weren't all licensed to carry, how do they get there? What's the common trend here? What I'm saying with the and let's look far and reaching. Let's look at all mass shootings and what's the common trend.
Absolutely.
And I think after that kind of analysis, then you'll be able to go. If we look back till. Remember that whole Vegas situation where that guy just went up there with all those magazines and started piecing people up? Yeah.
Started shooting down.
Yeah, that kind of shit. What could we do? What was he? Was he registered? Okay, was he? All right. Why did he have fucking automatic weaponry up in that bitch? Why was that shit sound like fucking Skittles hitting the ground? All right. How's he got guns like this? What is this? So how is this fair in hunting? Did he get that for hunting? Yeah, like okay, so this guy has a fucking assault rifle up in here, and he can
What
just
animal needs
yeah.
But that kind of yeah.
How did he get this kind of caliber?
Anything to eat?
Yeah. This is like
dinosaurs.
Yeah, for real.
isn't that military grade type shit going on? Like, what do we need this type of fucking weaponry going on?
Sorry, I thought it was the Taliban.
Yeah, he should have like certain clearances for that shit.
Another scary thing is just random people having bad days, like that guy I think in New Jersey who just shot the neighbor for throwing just snow into his yard. He warned him and came out and just shot him and shot his girlfriend. And then shot himself, so he couldn't. So you got to worry about people having just one random bad day and just doing crazy things like that.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's the crazy part about it, you know. And so,
yeah.
I mean, and then you can just have the kid that grew up with guns around him.
Too. Yeah. So,
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. You know, kid grew up with guns around him and just wasn't loved a lot and shit like that. And gets in his daddy's gun rack, you know.
Nope.
Goes to school with the gun.
Yeah.
Had a beef with the kid at the school, you know, and said, "I'll take care of this shit."
Today you get Columbine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just some crazy shit going down, man. You know, you don't want to have that shit going down. You don't want to have that shit going down. No.
But the thing is, dude, one thing that I think about is the fact that these people do that because they know they're not going to get shot. No one's carrying a gun. No one is carrying a gun. They cannot get stopped, and that's powerful to them. That's powerful.
Yeah.
So here's another thing on top of that. Now a couple states want to do the where you don't even need to go get your license to carry. So Texas, I think a couple of the Middle West states are doing it. I think Arizona did it. So that's another topic where you could go to right there.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Big Lou, man, you can come over there. Yeah.
What up, Blue Bang?
Not much, how are you?
Oh, hey, I know you.
Yeah. Small world, man.
It is, man. I just skinned my knee pretty good.
Oh, really? What'd you do?
I rolled with Carlos Condit, did 5 minutes with him.
Oh, yeah.
I gave him a good offer.
Was he like he was smashing you or something?
Dude, I did good. I had 1 round. He had like 4 rounds before me. So I mean, I'm also 36. I never won a UFC championship, but I think I did pretty good.
That's all right. What do you end up getting you in?
He caught me with all things, dude. I mean, his cardio was insane, right?
Yeah.
And the thing was he got me he was going for like a head and arm a couple times, and I was doing really good getting out of it. And he adjusted out and cherry popped me, man, from like top half.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, like big brothered me.
Damn.
Yeah. and then what's it called? My old lady filmed around and stuff, and he went in and double legged me. And because if it was MMA, he could have just freaking rampaged me into the ground. But I was able to get a cow catcher.
Yeah.
And whenever he took me down, I mounted him for half a second, and then he popped up. I was like, what? What just happened? And like, damn it, I thought I had it, but I caught him with it another time from guard. But like, dude, he's legit. Like that's a well-rounded, very well-rounded mixed martial artist.
Damn,
sure.
that's what's up. Yeah. Just when he gets Carlos Condit at the gym over there, man. Carlos Condit. So yeah, Carlos Condit just did a seminar at 10 Planet, and it went down. Saturday and Sunday here. Did he do another one on Sunday?
That was today, yeah.
Okay.
It was, today was
Round Rock, right?
Round Rock. It was jiu-jitsu for MMA. So a lot of stuff applicable, like from like crucifix, guard, all sorts of things, you know.
Oh man, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And then people's rolling with him and shit like that. I should have went over there and rolled with Carlos. You know what? I would take it too seriously. I think I would not let him beat me.
Yeah.
And then it would just end up being like a way longer round than it needed to be. So I'm glad I didn't go.
It would have been a pretty good time. The thing that cracked me up is because I'm like a lifelong MMA fan, and the thing is, like, I love training and everything, and you know, at my age and everything, and like skill set, it's wild to like 6-7 years ago. I've been playing as that dude on the video game. I bet money on that guy recently. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, it's like these people that, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of and everything. You end up tying up with them. It's like, holy crap, this is wild. Like, just so when I always have like Joe Rogan's voice in my head, like when I'm doing that, like that internal, it's like, oh no, he just got swept right there. Terrible technique. I'm like dogging on myself, like it's my internal monologue. I'm getting like smashed, like. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's the crazy thing about it. You know, when you go and get really good guys, I think there's like there could be like a voice inside of my, like when I go up real good guys, there's always a voice in the back of my head. It's like, oh, don't do that, don't do that. Oh, go now. It's like kind of like an inner thought pattern, like that just goes along. But that little voice kind of coaches you, I think. So it's which is a good thing. Yeah, I mean, what was is Cole still in the UFC?
He is. He's won 2 in a row. His last one was against Matt Brown, and it was he worked his grappling really well.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
that was one of those fights that that would have been like a main event or a co-main event on like a pay-per-view a few years back for sure. So that was one of those fights when it went down. I was stoked that it was in without the crowd. Because I was like, oh man, you're gonna hear every thud. These dudes, these guys hit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Shit, that was he went against Brown.
Yeah, Matt Brown.
Matt Brown has some vicious fucking elbows.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, extremely vicious fucking elbows.
Super strong.
Super strong, big ass. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did that. He did Diego Sanchez dirty.
Yeah.
Dropped him on this dome piece, bro. That was so nasty.
I love whenever stuff like that goes down because at the gym, on that Monday, you see people elbow in the back and start doing shit because they thought see people shoulder checking stuff and you always know that everybody's seen it over the weekend.
Yes, Matt Brown is nasty, dude. Matt Brown's dirty. He did fucking what's his name dirty? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Matt Brown has a win over Stephen. He has a knockout over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
No, it was a decision.
Is it a decision?
Yeah. He's only been finished once by knockout. That was Pettis.
Oh, Pettis. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Pettis got
I thought he okay, so he was able to get a decision over Wonderboy Thompson.
He beats him though.
Yeah, but he beats. And you know what? I saw it. Yeah, Wonderboy is kind of going backwards a little bit in that fight because Matt Brown is relentless pressure. It was a good fight. Yeah. Good fight for Matt Brown. He just went against guys if you look at Matt Brown's he went against Johnny Hendricks at the wrong time. You know, when Johnny Hendricks was really fucking good. Yeah. And Johnny Hendricks just took him down a whole bunch and shit.
I was at that fight.
Oh, really? That's what's up. That's what's up.
That was Johnny Hendricks' last big win, dude.
Literally. Down fucking hill. Yeah. Did you see Johnny Hendricks versus Paulo Costa?
Yeah. Dude, that was a more competitive fight than I thought it would be, and you could tell Hendricks was fighting for his job.
Fighting for his life. He
clipped him a couple times, dude.
Yeah, it was just the way he went out. Oh man, he started getting beat up badly. He started getting beat up badly, and then he got caught with a good body kick and shit like that. And Paulo was just trying to piece him up from the feet. He was trying to get a double leg. It was horrible. I was like, oh gosh. After that, I was like, man, Paulo's got to be the fucking legitimate real deal. And then Israel Adesanya made that look really fucking easy. Yeah. That was just Dundee's.
Costa came back since, dude. If you think about it,
no,
it kind of bums you out because guys like that, you can see on their face you're that they're shook after a fight like that.
Oh,
but you got to think your next opponent is within 5 spots of the champ. So it's at that point in I've never been a professional fighter. I know you have and everything, but just from being a longtime fan and watching everything go down like that, it's always crazy when those dudes would get that title shot and then it's oh man, those other matchups that they just never matched up on. It's almost as hard as the title fight they would have had.
Oh yeah. You know, I think it would be hard if you're first getting into the UFC, because you're in with a whole bunch of sharks that are just getting into the UFC, and then they're pitting you against each other, and you're, so at that point you're going against some of the best guys that literally just came up from AAA, AA, basically, and you have to try to go and compete for your spot. So that's really when you go against some real fucking killers, So and then as you make your way up the scale, I'd say you want to have think about Michael Chandler. What happened to him? Michael Chandler got gifted into a world championship contention after one fight in the UFC. That's pretty fucking amazing, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. After one fight in the UFC, that didn't even happen to Conor. Think about that shit. That's pretty fucking amazing. Michael Chandler was a former champion from Bellator, but Conor was a 2-time champion from whatever that.
Cage Rage.
It's Cage Warriors.
Cage Warriors.
Yeah, Cage Warriors.
Cage Rage was pre-Cage Warriors.
Yeah. And so he's a 145 and 155 champion for them. Yeah, and came over. So yeah, man, that's some crazy shit though. But here's the thing: the UFC really does take from other organizations as well, really good fighters, and makes them like, oh, amazing, you know? Because Conor was taken from Cage Warriors. What if Conor stayed in Cage Warriors? You know, what if he just stayed over there? Obviously, he wouldn't be as big as he is today. So.
They actually have what's it called? That Paddy Pimblett. That's like the next guy. They're going to be like really pushing.
Right?
Yeah. There's something that dude.
Dude, I watched him fight a 5-round fight against Julian Erosa, who's a 10-planet guy. He's actually had some really good success lately. Like this is like his 3rd stint in the UFC, and like this dude's like won 2 straight, like done really well. But anyway, man, it was really close. And personally, I think Erosa won it, but it was like in the UK, so it was like a split decision. Man, that Pimblett kid threw up like black. Like after that fight, like dude, like they were interviewing him, and they were like, "Patty, what do you think?" Like he like literally like turned his head and like had to puke. Like,
Damn.
dude, and what sucked was like that was such a great fight, and like everybody was expecting him to get picked up by the UFC after that fight. And now here we are, like 3 years later, and the dude that he beat had made it back before him. So it kind of sucks. Like I'm really excited to see that dude, to see what he does. Like I think he's booked for like May or June.
Is he that good?
I think he's pretty good. He's super well rounded. I like to think that like because he stayed on that side of the pond and became dominant, and he has all that confidence and everything like that, I think it's good. But I mean, confidence and technique are 2 different things. We'll see how it translates. Like when he gets over, because a lot of those guys over there, man, grappling is just like, you could go to like a really rough school in like Oklahoma and you still got wrestling. Like whereas you're in the UK, it's like you got to join like a wrestling club. There's like it's not part of like their school programs and stuff. Like that.
Yeah. That's the thing over there. They don't really have like that kind of structured program. Over here in America, you could wrestle from the age of 6 and up. But they don't have that in fucking different countries. Like friends of the guy who didn't have any type of wrestling program in Africa. And so obviously when he gets over here, his first fight with Stipe is not going to go his way. And so that's the thing. You have to learn on the fly and shit like that.
Have you seen that fighting they have, like that like Senegalese wrestling kind of thing they do over there?
No,
dude, it's like
in Africa.
It's like part sumo wrestling, like part MMA, kind of boxing.
Is it the one where they tie the rope around their arm?
Yeah.
Swinging at each other?
Yeah.
This sounds silly.
They create a club out of their arm with rope, and they just tie it as tight as they can.
What's the purpose of this?
They did a thing on Vice a few years ago where they like interviewed the champion over there.
It's insane.
And he's like the Muhammad Ali of like that part of Africa. Like kids run up to him in the street and shit. Like, I mean, he's like royalty, but it's like in Senegal. And so, but yeah, it's like Senegalese wrestling, but a lot of those dudes, I swear to God, they all look like they're like Ngannou's cousins and shit. Like, they're just like jacked. It's just, that part of the world puts out some big men.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. It's weird.
That sucks they don't have like outlets and shit like that, Like,
I know.
Yeah, they can't just come over. If they were in America producing athletes like that, they'd be training at a fucking gym down the street, But over there in Africa, they're in a coal mine or some shit for the majority of their athletic prime.
Remember Sokaju? He was from like Cameroon, the Cameroonian assassin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got to think like where he came from. It's like, dude, like who was his head coach? Like what gym did he go to? And to think like a guy like that, like raw talent, just raw athleticism, and just kind of like figuring it out, like. He made it a Pride. I think maybe not. He was in Strike Force for sure, but like Pride, Strike Force, Dream, like like that's what's wild is like people from that part of the world, like they eventually started training over here in the States and stuff like that. But it's amazing, like there's nothing out there, and they like carve out a career still.
It is crazy. Yeah, especially being in a different. Yeah. Just think about being in a different country anyway. Just generally in life, and trying to go and come to another country and make it. Like that would just be fucking insane in itself. Like because I couldn't imagine having to leave America, go to fucking like Brazil, and be extremely successful. I have to learn Portuguese. I have to learn that way of life, that culture, and sort of like that. But that's basically what has happened in America today. And that's fucking crazy. I think we're the only country that's ever accomplished that shit. Think about that. Like that it has like a melting pot of all kinds of different like races and ethnicities.
That's kind of a good point.
Every other country literally just it's their own what's been there usually.
Yeah. It does
Unless
have,
or it's who settled there.
choices,
But you know what? Africa is like a lot of people coming in and taking over and shit. Isn't that weird?
They do.
Like in South Africa, it's like mostly like white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you talk to Australia, they'd be like, "Oh, you're from Australia? No, I'm from South Africa." You're like, "Oh, fuck, it sounds the same to me." It's crazy though. In South Africa, they got a pretty big MMA scene actually over there. They
Oh,
have
really?
for years. Trevor Prangley, if you remember that dude, he's a pretty decent grappler.
Oh,
More than
yeah,
decent.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
great. That was like his primary style. But he's South African. Neil Grove, South African.
Oh,
But
damn.
there's a lot of other. What's it called? I think it's like. There's like in South Africa, there's like an MMA league that's feeding guys over here to the UFC.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
trying to think. I think it's EFC. I think is what it's called.
Yeah. See, I gotta visit there. I
would love to go check out like MMA in other countries.
Yeah,
That would
that'd be
just
fucking epic.
especially like not just like the UK or anything like that, because I mean it's been around there for a long time.
Yeah.
But I would love to go somewhere like South Africa.
Oh,
or go
dude,
to,
yeah. I go to fucking Japan. I go to like China.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out their mixed martial arts scene.
Dude,
That'd be fucking ridiculous. That'd be on some like Bruce Lee type shit.
my favorite thing about Japanese MMA is how quiet it is. And you'll hear someone get slammed, everybody's like, "Oh!" And then it gets quiet again.
Would you expect there to be like way more like Chinese champs, like Japanese champs? You know, with all that martial arts that fucking formulated over there? Like, surely, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu came from fucking from Japan, and they're soldiers, like because they need it like in close combat and shit like that. It's amazing that they don't have like better prospects and shit. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like real layman's here. I just think we eat more beef or something, man. Like I just like
Yeah.
like you don't like really see a lot of like
What about being like
Japanese
bantamweight or like a featherweight or
Dude, that's the
strawweight?
thing. There's
Anything that's short like that.
in pro boxing, there's been a ton of flyweight, roosterweight, like strawweight, like boxers for years, but like there's never really been any like sizable dudes from Japan.
Nobody over like the 140 level.
Dude,
Yeah.
it used to be like it was it. Yushin Okami, that was it. Like
And that's also so
like,
crazy too because
he was the
motherfuckers in Japan
biggest dude.
become sumo wrestlers too.
Yeah.
So they can produce big dudes. I don't see why they don't have
That-
bigger guys.
The gap over 185, it skips 265. It's like ends at 185 and then picks up again at like 320.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like,
There's like this gray area from all.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
Have that happy medium.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're always at McDonald's until you're not at all, you know?
and that's the
Yeah.
thing too, is like you're starting to see a lot more. But speaking of different parts of the world, like to me, like how back in the day, like everybody's like, "Oh fuck, these Brazilians, man, they're gonna break my arms, you know, crack my legs or whatever." Now it's you got to worry about everybody from like Eastern Europe, like all these like Dagestan, Chechnya, like Russia, like all those dudes will throw you into the ground,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I don't really
Massive
grapple."
amounts of fucking grappling over
Oh
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
people that say they're not good grapplers from over there are still
Yeah.
really
Oh,
good
dude, yeah.
grapplers.
Kamzat, that dude Kamzat Chimaev, that motherfucker just now got this like brown, no, blue belt.
And he became a blue
He
belt.
just got, he just now
Oh,
got
you
his blue
serious?
belt.
But the
Yeah, you know, like,
he'll walk across, and it's like you're trying to pick up like a fridge by yourself. He's just like, ugh, this dumps. Like the technique is just so basic looking,
oh man.
but it's like nobody stops it.
Oh,
And
man.
like,
I seen him pick up
Strong, yeah.
fucking Daniel Cormier in a body lock.
yeah,
Just like on a clip
His
online.
body
Shit.
lock,
He just
yeah.
body locks and picks up Daniel Cormier and just walks him around like it's nothing.
watch.
And I'm like, okay, that dude's huge.
If you watch any of his fights from the UFC, he's not hit a single leg. It's always a body lock. Like body locks are things that you do on accident, like when you're learning jujitsu.
Oh,
this
man.
fool is making a career.
Oh man, dude,
He's
yeah,
like,
and
no
it's
single
nasty,
leg.
and it's nasty. He'll body lock you up, and it's done. It's over for you, and that's how Kamzat, but Khabib was, man.
Yeah.
Khabib would get that fucking body lock on your ass, and it was over. I saw him hit this dude named Abel Trujillo. He took Abel Trujillo down
21 times.
Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous. And like when he got the body lock, he was behind him.
Mat return.
Yeah. There was like 10 mat returns inside the fight alone. It was insane to watch, and because Abel Trujillo is like a 3-time All-American, like in college wrestling, and it was insane. I watched him go to his corner, and inside his corner, he literally asked like, "What do I do?" He asked his coaches that. Like, it was crazy.
Oh, dude, I crack up about some of the other guys that you gotta think, man. Like Derek Lewis hasn't been training, but like a decade at the most.
Yeah. All of a sudden, this guy comes
He's
out.
just a blue belt too, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's funny because like nothing's greater than when you're at an MMA fight. I'm sure you've heard it. Stand up, just stand up.
Yeah, that's what this guy does.
Let me just get flat off my back without pressing off the ground and just get to my feet. But he can, dude. Like
this fool can get up like that and does it every single fight. He'll be getting his ass beat too. His technique is fucking horrifying to watch.
Yeah.
In pretty much every fight, he's getting pieced the fuck up and then comes back and hits the dude with a one puncher.
The uppercut. It's always
like an uppercut or big old overhand. Okay, he's going against Ivan Dragunov, I think. What? Not Ivan Dragunov.
No,
big old fucking
you're talking about Alexander Volkov.
Alexander Volkov.
Dude, he was losing that
pieced
fight.
the fuck up. He was getting murdered. It was horrible. And also just landed some huge fucking overhand in like the last part of the third round. Marcin Tybura. I was watching that live.
I was there in here. Austin.
Marcin was fucking him up too. Lands. Huge uppercut and shit like that. The dude, he just could do that shit. Yeah. I don't know why he saves it for the third round.
No, and you know what makes me laugh about him too is like in terms of that is like, you know, people hit a wall in their careers normally like, oh, I don't have that good at wrestling. How are they going to take down the fence? I guess this is it. You know, there's a lot of guys you see that happen where it's like they get figured out. Like last night, man, Razak Al Hassan, man, dude, if you throw hands with him, you're done. But dude, he got single leg by a guy that was 4-1 in MMA, dude.
Dude
like,
had ridiculous fucking wrestling.
Dude, he was ADCC Asian champion, and I'm not dogging, but like when I think of like ADCC, I don't think of like Asia, but you also got to remember Asia also. That's like I think like I'm trying to think what country. I think Russia's technically like.
They might have to go over there.
I think that's Eurasian or whatever. Yeah. I think they actually have like. There's no way like.
Well, because he looked Iranian. He looked like a Georgian or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that dude was legit though. Like, dude, he hit probably 12 takedowns.
Oh man,
and that dude just gave up. There was points and times like where I was like, I know he wants to punch this guy, but his arms are on fire. All he can do.
His game is so hard, man, because he'll boom and just come in for like a big ass fucking double, boom, drive his ass down. I mean, his game was just throw a haymaker and then go right in, and there's really not too much you can do if you don't come from a good wrestling background.
Yeah, dude, for real, like I'm just like a basic like Joe Schmo trained in my 30s, just doing it for fun, and that's kind of my technique too. I call it the Dan Severn technique. I just feel like in over grab. You know what I mean? Like I try to minimize the impact on me. I just gotta put my head forward. Let's get a couple in here, man. That's UFC 8 this shit. You know what I mean?
Damien Maya this shit.
No, not even more like Don Fry.
Oh yeah, literally Don Fry.
That's what I'm like, man. I love. I mean, I've been watching MMA since I guess like 95 or 96. So like, I used to rent videotapes of like pro wrestling pay-per-views, and you know, back in the day, you'd rent a tape like 2 months after it came out or whatever, and then I'd be like, man, these dudes are all bloody, and this is like all cage matches. I gotta get in on this shit, and I never turned back, man. I've been watching MMA ever since, and all incarnations, and like that was the thing as a kid. I remember I was like, why is this guy wearing these stupid pajamas, man? With Gracie, I was like, man, it has to get in the way, and it's crazy to think that nobody thought to use the gi against this dude. Like, it was just, he was so dominant. It was like dropping a freaking person in from another planet.
Yeah. As soon as he grabbed him, they hadn't worried about him breaking their limbs.
But you had missed out that old school shit when people came in there with gis on and shit, or like one glove. They had one glove. Yeah, it was so ridiculous.
I even like me and a friend of mine. We used to say we had our favorite T-shirt fighters, like guys that would literally show up and fight in the ring with a T-shirt on. Like Paul Marlins, he just passed away. That was our favorite T-shirt fighter, like all time. Herb Dean was a T-shirt fighter.
Oh yeah, literally.
Herb Dean would go in there wearing a T-shirt.
That's so ridiculous to think about, man.
Dude, he fought Joe Riggs.
Yeah, he did. He fought fucking Joe Riggs. Yeah.
And the other crazy thing is, Joe Riggs has fought at heavyweight all the way down to lightweight. He's went 155. He fought in every
Didn't we just look up some fight that you wanted to look up of Herb Dean fighting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We just looked up some fight and shit like that.
Yeah. Some poor dude.
Slow fighter.
Oh, dude. He methodically, it's like a sloth kicking your ass.
He still connects. You see it coming a mile away.
And the dude down there is like blocking it instead of being like, oh, it's like a.
Yeah, you can easily just bend back and not get hit.
It's like
Still
the
do it.
matchmaker couldn't have been any better that night. It's like, oh yeah, both these guys are gassing suck. They'll figure it out. Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. He's got a tough ass job, man. He's got to make all those decisions in the octagon. Like, cause he gets yelled at so fucking hardcore. Remember, fucking what's his name was yelling at him? Dude, Dan Hardy. Dan Hardy was talking about that was a fucking stoppage and shit.
Dan Hardy lost his job for that.
Man, after now he lost his job and shit like that. Yeah, but that's some crazy shit. Yeah, it's hard to work for Dana White, probably, man.
Dan Hardy, man. He's such a good commentator. He's just a great dude. But like one of my favorite moments and how humble he is he was fighting Carlos Condit in the UK, like in his backyard, like in England.
Oh, dude, that is awesome. That is awesome.
And they both connect, and man, Carlos nails him 1-2, it's over. And Joe Rogan interviews him. He's like, Dan, so what happened there? He's like, I believe I got punched in the face. And like, just took it with just like, just couldn't have been any more like, damn, you cannot help but like that guy. It's like,
That's awesome.
I got punched in the face.
Yeah, he could have walked in there and been like, I can't even look up. He's just like, I got punched in the face.
Did you get a chance to check out this fucking Jake Paul fight yesterday?
Dude, man. You know what sucks? That'd be like me being like, yo, dude, did I ever tell you about the time I kicked Tiger Woods' ass? It's like, yeah, dude. It's like, of course. Tiger Woods doesn't train MMA.
Oh, shit. This is a fucking debacle, man. Yeah, well, okay, so let's get the worst fucking dude. The dude has the worst hands in fucking MMA.
He made Damian Maia look
Ever.
big.
He made Damian Maia look like fucking Muhammad Ali out there. It was just so ridiculous.
He was shuffling his feet and shit in that
Yeah,
fight. Like,
it was-
he did not care.
What the fuck was going on? So he goes out there. He didn't look like he trained a fucking day for this. Not treadmill, nothing. I mean, when he at the weigh-ins, I didn't know what was going on. He came up there with his shirt off. He looked like Bat Jello. I didn't know what the fuck is this? And then this other guy, this 24-year-old, is just looking fucking all ripped out of shape and shit. And they're showing all these clips leading up to the fight of him hitting the bag, Jake Paul. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they go back to fucking Ben Askren hit the bag and stuff.
Yeah, looking like one of those robot.
Yeah, Ben Askren's teaching cardio bots over freaking Rufus Sport. Basically, he's like, hey guys, so-and-so didn't show up here. It's going to work this little bit today. Like, I think that's the most of training he got. Like,
I did not understand what was happening here. I just didn't understand. And it's like I don't know where he trained for this. I don't know, like, what occurred, but like, I don't know. Okay, that was horrific. To get knocked out in the first round. So he went like literally like 19-2. 19-2 in the MMA. Going to get some really fucking fierce strikers in those Asian promotions, in Bellator and then also in ONE. So I don't know why it was that devastating for him. But he just didn't look in shape at all. I don't think he trained for it.
dude, I don't think he's fucking trained since he lost to Damian Maia.
Oh, no.
Dude, there's no way you can have that much. Well, here's the thing. I guess you can have ring rust whenever, that's your secondary tool. Whenever wrestling's what you really bank on.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the Damian Maia fight showed, it's like, dude, you've had all these fights. You've had to be on your feet at certain points in times, but you've just never been tested, really. And it sucked because, dude, the minute that he can't get it to the ground, it's like he is just like, dude, I'm not sounding like a dickhole. Like, Ben Askren, if you're out there, man, if you want another match, they're right here. Seriously, like, I was like, man, I didn't mean Ben Askren could probably spar. Like, that was bad. Like, that was really bad.
He got $500K for the fall, though.
Yeah, $500K. I'm like, man, I think I might have a newer Corvette.
Yeah, he got $500K. And he might clear a mill. He got a little bit of pay-per-view, too.
Man, some dude like fucking with the glasses, like the Groucho Marx nose and shit. He went in there and fucking made a bet. Like,
oh yeah.
He was like,
take the dive.
I was like, yeah, I'll take the dive. I'll take $1 million.
Take the dive in the first.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you with 1-2. And then you're going to take the dive. You're not going to be able to get up. All right? Don't worry. We're going to wire the money to your account as soon as you take the dive. All right?
You know what's crazy is I read a thing on like an ESPN magazine or like Sports Illustrated from years ago. And it was this guy talking about the art of like training a boxer, basically patting the shit out of his record so they can go in there and get annihilated by a Lennox Lewis or a Mike Tyson. And it was Peter Neely, the dude that fought Tyson when he first got out of jail. So this dude was like 33-0 or 32-0 or 32-1. And if you back then you couldn't just look up records. Now you got Box Rec, and you go on that Box Rec, you're like,
You get
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
I'm like, dude, this asshole was like 1-19.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even been approved to fight.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's
dude.
like, how is this happening?
Yeah, so basically, and he was talking about there was even times where they would know that they would win, but they would still talk to the corner like, yo, if your guy clips my dude, like, back up. Like, seriously. Like, but they were like, hey, we got a payday in like 2 fights from now. You can't fuck this up.
Payday.
Damn, dude, that's sad.
It
That's
is,
sad.
but yeah, the guy who fought Tyson, like his manager talked how they did it and was like, yeah, it's like he was a decent boxer, but like his record was like after he fought Tyson, he fought another dude that was not near as good as Tyson. He got smoked by him too because it was just his record looked great, but he never stepped up, and that's kind of sucks. I'm not trying to dog on Ben Askren. That's kind of the thing with him, man. Like an Olympic wrestler taking on a bunch of dudes that aren't even like BJJ blue belts. See what I mean? Like what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think could happen? Dude, wrestlers are tough. Like you probably know a lot of guys that never did MMA. Dude, you got a dome on your head, and you can take some shots.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he just never got clipped good enough until
No.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. You know, what I'm saying, he has beaten some really good guys, man. Really good Bellator guys. I think he's got wins over Douglas Lima.
Yeah, that's the one. That I'm like,
Mhm.
that's
Dope. Douglas Lima is a fucking monster.
And Korshkov too.
Yeah,
man.
and Alexander Korshkov,
Yeah.
which is a fucking monster to fight, dude. He's a monster.
Mhm.
And so that's the thing, but they could not figure out the wrestling department. He literally got on takedowns on them within the first minute of the fight
Yeah.
and just fucked them up. And so that's the thing. So I would think that he would just be at the gym and just pick up on a little bit of training when it comes to striking, just because you're at the gym the whole
Just to
time
exist.
over the course of his
You probably
career.
watch someone box.
Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah.
Something up.
Hey, Ben, we're getting ready. You're going to get ready for your new fight. You know, shit like that. You're going to go against Robbie Lawler. Do you want to practice some stand-up?
That Robbie Lawler fight.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he has something in his fucking dome, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His entire UFC career was just fucking craziness. Like,
Yeah,
he
you really think about
he gets wrecked, and then like basically in that Lawler fight, gets that bulldog choke.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Dude, it was legit.
It looked like his hand fell, man.
It
It
did.
looked like his hand fell down, yeah.
It did. It looked like, you know what I mean? Like back in the old pro wrestling days, like, what?
Yeah.
Dude.
And see, what do you do if you're the ref?
Yeah.
What if you do if you're Herb Dean, you know? You hold the guy's hand up. And,
Dude, that's what I like, the pro wrestling. Like, Earl Hebner.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. It's like I didn't see the thumbs up, and then I heard afterwards people were talking about like he gave a thumbs up, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. I would say that now you look at it, Robbie Lawler. I wanted him to come back and fight, but now I know I don't. I really want him to. I almost want him to not, but at the same time, you know, that's that man's story. You know, let him fucking just fight out his career if he wants to go ahead and do that. Same thing with Tyron Woodley, right? I would rather him go out on a win, but if he doesn't come back again, I'm totally cool with that because he was like, I don't think anyone's defended it 5 times. Tyron Woodley defended it, filthy welterweight title 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And so right now, only George St. Pierre, obviously. I think he only has the most, if he even has the most. But that's the crazy thing about it. Yeah, it's just hard to see, like, because now Willie's getting knocked out and beat up and shit and finished. And, like, after he got finished by Kobe Covington, I was like, oh, no, I definitely don't want to see it.
Man,
With that rib. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, Colby Covington's one of those dudes, like, man, no offense. Like, dude, I hate to like him, dude. Dude can fight.
Dude can fight, though, right?
Dude can fight.
Dude can fight, though, right?
Dude is
Talking the mad shit, though.
Dude is like the asshole you run into at like a Whataburger.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to like
Talking
talk shit
mad
to
shit.
people, but like, dude has cardio for.
Oh, yeah, it could work you over. And we'll talk shit about you the whole time, leading up to it and afterwards, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny part about him.
I laugh about like he's the thing about the dude, he gets kicked out of gyms. Like it's kind of
Oh, dude, yeah. He had to go over to Kings MMA from American Top Team and shit like that just because he got kicked out there. He was talking about fucking Joanna, little Joanna Jurgensen, for no reason. So he's like, I lost my money betting on. No, actually, he bet against her. He bet that Joanna would lose to Zhang Weili or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like inside one of his clips, like, just bought my new Rolex. Betting on Joanna to go ahead and take that L. Fucking bitch. I was like, damn, dude, why? Obviously, he's going to get kicked out. But you know what? He should have fought Jorge Masvidal. Now that fight's about to come up. That's going to be a good one.
That's definitely gonna happen. It's like he's either. Well, here's the thing: like Masvidal versus Usman. I actually got my bets for next Saturday.
You already got him in?
Stuff coming. Yeah, I got him in. I mean, all titles are going to stay with who they're.
That's
Okay.
exactly how I feel. Yeah.
And then I feel that that Jimmy Crute kid's going to put it to Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith looked like he really is taking damage. Like
I was
last two
about to say a
fights,
lot.
man.
That Glover Texas.
Did you see that fight?
Man.
My DraftKings that night was killer. I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill this man, but I keep getting points for him getting hit. Like,
What's in that fight? Weird. When you watch that fight, didn't Anthony Smith start to look like he was just piecing him up? And Anthony Smith looks like he was like on fire. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything just like went flat. He started taking mad ass beatings. And he's literally getting pummeled and talking to him. And shit like that. He loses his tooth.
Yeah,
that was insane.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Glover looked amazing that fight, man. Glover took some mad hits in the beginning of that fight. Just kept going,
dude. That Anthony Johnson knockout.
Oh, that was devastating. Anthony Rumble. Nobody wants to go against Anthony Rumble.
He's fighting Yoel coming up.
Yeah, he's about to fight Yoel, man. That's gonna be ridiculous. It's like, how do you get on this?
Fight Yoel either. So.
Yeah.
Yoel's one of my favorite people in terms of like when they enter.
Okay.
Catch you guys later.
All right, we'll see you, bro.
One of my favorite things about oh look at new guys married him. As I say, was one of the things I crack up about with who were we talking about just a second ago?
Oh, we're talking about Glover Teixeira, and then and you were talking about then Anthony Rumble Johnson, and then
Yoel.
Romero,
When they interview Yoel Romero, he's like, "Oh, he does like this. He's always done like this." And it's just like, dude, like this dude just looks like a battle toad. He's just built like Joe Rogan told the story about like how his eye like had been injured, and like the doctor called her like, "Where did you find this guy? Like his tendons are like 3 times as thick in his eyeballs."
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "Well, he's
no, he's not average," and they're like. Yeah, we know. And they're like, no, you don't know. Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, dude, he's from Cuba. And I remember talking like, yeah, you know, like in Russia, how they'd experiment with like their athletes. And like, dude, he easily could have been like some kind of Cuban experiment.
Dude, literally, man. I've never seen somebody that jacked.
He's like 42. And like I said, it's just like
rip the fuck out. And he's always passing USADA. I don't know how he's always passing USADA.
Failed. I still remember watching him fight. The first time I ever saw him fight, he fought the former Strikeforce champion. They called him Fei Zhao.
Oh, yeah, that dude was good.
Dude.
That dude knocked him out.
He did with that spinning back.
Back kick. Oh, yeah. He had no stand-up then.
Dude, he had no stand-up then. And that's the thing that's scary is, man, when he nailed that flying knee on Chris Weidman.
Oh, dude. Dude, how about that Luke Rocco knockout? Where that Luke Rocco where he kind of like skips it with the hook.
And then nails him against the fence.
Just nails him against the fence. I was like,
and then he kisses him on the cheek.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's gotta be the most embarrassing thing after a fight.
Oh, dude, yeah, and he won't get out of his face.
And he's like, oh, I love you. I just want to thank you so much. And he's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah. Luke is all disoriented and shit.
Dude, I have to say, like, what's it called? Rogan. I still remember whenever Rogan was talking about like how he didn't like interviewing concussed fighters after he interviewed Overeem after he fought Stipe Miocic because he was like, oh, I thought I had the Kimura. I was like, God damn, dude, he never even had a Kimura attempt in that fight. Dude.
Oh, dude,
He's dreaming about like something that happened a week ago.
And the fucked up part is about it. They actually played it on replay. I still remember that. Yeah. It's like, you never had that.
He's like, unfortunately, I didn't see where the sound place, but I appreciate you. He's like, turn on.
So stupid.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah. I hated when he interviewed DC, man. When Joe Rogan interviewed DC after the loss of John Jones.
It's like,
it's just anymore.
That's like, goddamn.
And everybody used that as a meme for the longest
Oh,
time.
man, for the longest fucking time.
Hey, you're a dad, just not how you feel.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, man. Now, John Jones, when's he going to make his debut at heavyweight, bro? It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, so DC, you lost to your arch nemesis who has been caught cheating.
When they filmed it, when Dana White told him that he got popped for steroids. I was like, man, they're not giving DC a break. They're
Oh,
just
man.
watching this guy reaction.
Oh, man.
You know, I'm ready to see John Jones fight again. You know, that's one guy that can get away with not fighting for 18 months and no one says shit.
Oh, yeah. He's
Like,
gonna get away with that shit. And then hopefully he's the same, though. Hopefully he's the fucking same. He looks like a beast right now, but he's never fought a real heavyweight now. So, yeah, we'll see, man. He's looking great in training.
My theory is that just being from, dude, his brothers are big dudes. He said that he
Great
was
genetics.
Yeah.
Great genetics.
just by like the bad genetics.
Yeah. Baltimore Ravens, Arizona Cardinals, they both play in a pro, you know, and
he
they're
says
good.
that he's
And they're
got the
fucking
weakest
good.
genetics in his family.
Yeah.
What's funny, he's like, he said if Chandler were to do MMA, that like he could be a world champion.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
yeah, that's
believe
the one.
it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. That's the crazy thing about it. They're both bigger than him. You know, that's the crazy thing. You know, he's the smallest one on the batch, and he's a world champion in another sport.
Did you guys see Marcin Tybura put it to was it Marcin Tybura that went against Greg Hardy? Where Greg Hardy had like acted like he'd never been punched on the ground before, where he was just like,
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out what
yeah.
happened in that fight.
dude,
Oh,
he gasses so
He
bad.
just gassed out, huh?
And it's
Okay.
crazy because
Yeah.
well, I mean, he was getting taken down.
Inhaler incident. Remember when he?
Yeah, dude, an old boxing match that happened between Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello.
That's that mixture.
yeah.
Box, the water bottle.
Yeah, and Panama Lewis goes, "No, not that bottle, the one I mixed."
Yeah. The one I
You
mixed
can
black
hear it.
bottle, and you're like, you know, you're just getting filmed right now.
Yeah. And it was funny. Panama Lewis is such a scumbag. Like, and he's also the same dude that had his fighter have his hands wrapped with plaster of Paris, and he blinded that kid. And
Oh, that's fucked up.
yeah, dude. You should watch it. It's called Assault. I think it's called like Assault in the Ring or something like that.
Oh, dude, that's fucked. It's a
Yeah,
movie?
It's a documentary.
A documentary?
Yeah,
Okay, damn, that's
Panama
fucked
Lewis
up.
died not too long ago, but yeah, like
He was scummy.
Dude.
He's like Don King before Don King.
like, well, he was like he could box a little, but like he was more like a trainer, whereas Don King was a promoter. Don King killed a man. A lot of people don't realize.
You're doing what?
Dude,
Back in the day,
back
before
in
he
like
was
the 50s.
promoter.
Oh, he shot somebody?
He like stabbed or shot somebody
Damn. He
Yeah,
got out of
he's
did he go to prison?
Yeah.
for manslaughter.
There's a reason why.
And he got out?
boxers spared him, yeah.
Damn, I can't believe that motherfucker like still made it after that.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, it's like Suge Knight is like a mixture of both those dudes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah. Because we were talking about like Mike Tyson going broke, right? And I was like, how the fuck can he go broke? But Don King had to have something to do with that.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Don King apparently had dude, his management would charge him for the towels in his house as they were rented. I'm like, dude, how the fuck are you renting towels when you're the world champion?
Yeah.
like we doing have an Aramark come by your house and drop off towels. You know
Dude,
what I
that dude
mean?
had so much fucking money though when he was world champion. Like, had so many cars and white tigers and mansions and shit. I was like, what the fuck? How do you lose all of this?
Dude, one of the greatest things I've ever found out about Tyson, the night he won the title, did you know he had chlamydia and was like in super bad pain, and he was just like, all I could think about was how I wanted this fight to be over as quick as it could be.
Oh my
And like
god.
he went and knocked out, I think it was Trevor Burbick,
Mm-hmm.
and knocked him out in like a minute and a half. But he said that like literally that day, like a couple days before, he'd hooked up with some chick and he caught the clout.
Oh, dude, that
so
motherfucker.
he fucking won with yeah.
Damn, that's amazing though.
Yeah, look it up.
Actually, yeah.
Because if he took antibiotics, that hurt his cardio. Yeah.
Oh, that might.
Oh no, it was a couple days. He had no time to think. He was
Yeah.
just probably like, oh man.
Hey, we gotta end this podcast. Fucking dog keeps scratching the door, but I love you guys to death, and we'll talk to you all soon.